morning, everyone. Welcome to the program. It's Tuesday, the 22nd of August. Welcome to the program, wherever you're watching us on planet Earth. We're live to you from Lagos, Nigeria's economic and financial epicenter. Let's get the show started. I am boosting on this program today. The president's return to the country on Saturday, still in the news this morning, and everyone is still going over it on every media platform and conversations on the street around why the president spent some time, what he should be doing when he's back, and now that he's back, what has this? So we get to talk about the economy and the market side of this conversation, of what does the market think about the return of the president and what challenges he faced. This was a 3-paragraph statement, well, not a bit of a statement, but what we call an investment note from one of the investment and securities firm listed on the trading on the market, United Capital. This is what's the 3rd paragraph of this statement they released yesterday about the market and what the challenge of the president. This is what it says in part that the challenge before President Buhari is beyond insecurity and national unity. That's in that paragraph. The analyst at United Capital says sustaining the fragile peace in the Niger Delta region and ensuring the consistency of policies as well as driving the pace of execution top the list of what to do or what to watch out for. Hold on a second there. This is what this analyst at United Capital says everybody should watch out for. In other words, the fragile peace in the Niger Delta, how to sustain it, ensure consistency of policies. That's number 2. And driving the pace of execution. That's 3. And those were consistent with what we've heard some other analysts who were here on the program yesterday morning talking about the return of the president and what it means for the economy and the financial markets. In the interim, this analyst's statement went on to say that we expect investors' reaction to be neutral. In other words, investors will stay neutral to the return of President Buhari to office, and the market will stay on the sidelines watching what happens next. And the report went on to say that the capacity of the president to build on recent gains while maintaining the country's unity will determine the pace of economic activities going forward. That is the capacity of President Buhari to build on the recent gains while maintaining the peace will be very crucial. What was achieved while he was away, of course, we all know that, but this report stated in paragraph 2 about the investors' optimism in the market while the president was away. The Naira converging across the various markets, FX market segments. We haven't gotten the total convergence, but there's a bit of a converging there. And if you see some of the charts we talked about here on the program yesterday, between the NIFEX, the interbank market, and the parallel market, a bit of a convergence, but the central bank reference rate is still way, way above that of the street level and the interbank market in terms of rate. 305 thereabouts and about 360 at the other end of the market. So that gap is still there, but we've seen a bit more of convergence over the past few months, in particular since the month of May. And then this report talks about the equities market rallying while economic activities continue to improve as inflation rate increased, inflation rate slowed down amidst a stable policy environment. But of course, they say all these gains while the president was away for 3 months, thereabout, belie increasing level of anxiety in the socio-political space. That's from United Capital. Above all, this report says the state of the health of the president will be keenly watched by everyone across the markets and on the main street. So what's in the president's economic inbox? Of course, some of these we've talked about in the days and weeks and months past. Well, I bring you up to speed what the president should be getting his acts together or getting the pace together to get working. First is the economic recovery and the growth plan, the ERGP, that he formally launched when he came back from his last medical leave before the last one, before the recent one, when he came back in the first quarter. He officially launched the ERGP. Since then, the Udoma's Ministry of National Planning and Budget had been working with the Office of the Acting President to get this medium-term economic program, 2018 to 2020, up and running. We're still looking at the implementation plan and the lifelines of that. We expect the president to also, of course, the briefing that, of course, he got from the acting president will include those executive orders, the 3 of them that were signed in the month of May. These executive orders relating to the ease of doing business will have to be fast-tracked. Again, this is very, very crucial because executive orders have no meaning unless they are fast-tracked in terms of operations. For example, the 24-hour port operations that was given a marching order, well, there's still a lot of problems there about getting your cargoes cleared out of the wharf, the seaports in Lagos, for example, and how you get them on the road and up and running. And again, we have a number of game-changing laws pending at the National Assembly that should galvanize business and investment. All these are still hanging there. So will the comeback of the president or his return get the National Assembly to fast-track all these laws when they resume from their recess in September? And it's going to be very busy September for the lawmakers. You know why? Because they've got to deal with the 2018 budget as well. Meantime, the president had to sit down very quickly with the rest of his team and then fast forward to budget 2017, critical spendings to boost consumer spending, create jobs, because we're now at the middle of the 3rd quarter. And of course, the National Assembly would have to get ready when they resume in September for the preparations and the timelines, and of course, the deadlines for the 2018 budget that the acting president says will be ready by December the 31st. And January 1st, 2018 is going to be what you call a blue ocean. In other words, Nigeria will return back to the days and years ago when the new budget is read out and released on the 1st of January of every year. We lost that since the advent